If you look at this question, it's told in the problem that the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the side AB and AC is given in the problem like this. Then perpendicular bisector means, so now this and the equation of this particular vertex is given as 1 comma minus 2. Perpendicular bisector means now P and Q should be the midpoints of what and what, AB and AC, correct or not? So now tell me, what is the coordinates of the point P? Let me call this as x3 comma y3, coordinates of the point P, x3 y3. So P is the midpoint of what? P is the midpoint of AB. So I can say P is the midpoint of AB. So I can say that this is nothing but x1 plus 1 divided by 2 comma y2 minus 2 divided by 2, right? Now can you tell me what's the slope of AB? What's the slope of this particular line? What's the slope of this particular line? Let me call M1, that is equal to minus A divided by B, correct or not? Which is nothing but 1, slope of this line. So definitely, therefore slope of, what should be the slope of? Therefore slope of AB, it is perpendicular, right, 90 degree. So slope of AB should be equal to how much now? Slope of AB should be equal to the negative reciprocal of the slope of this line. So you tell me, what is the slope of this line? Slope of AB can be written as y1 plus 2 divided by what is it? x1 minus 1, right? Slope of AB. But actually slope of AB is nothing but minus 1, that is equal to y1 plus 2 divided by what is it? x1 minus 1, right? Slope of AB. Now if you can see here, minus x1 plus 1, that is equal to y1 plus 2. So I can say minus 1, that is equal to x1 plus y1. x1 plus y1 is equal to minus 1 is what we have to get, right? So this is nothing but y1 minus 2, right? y1 minus 2. So slope of AB, when we do this equation, I will get x1 comma y1. Now the point P, what is this point P? Point P should satisfy this particular equation, right? Point P, that is nothing but x3 comma y3 lies on the line. Point P lies on x minus y plus 5 is equal to 0, correct? So x is what here? That is x3 minus y3 plus 5, that is equal to 0. So x3 is nothing but x1 plus 1 divided by 2 minus of y1 minus 2 divided by 2 plus 5 divided by 1, that is equal to 0, correct? So I can write x1 minus y1 plus 3 whole divided by 2 plus 10 should be equal to 0. So I can say x1 minus y1 is equal to minus 7. x1 minus y1, that is equal to what is it? Minus 7. So this I will call it as x1 plus y1 is, this I will put it as equation 1, this I will put it as equation number 2. So solving 1 and 2, okay, I will solve this side. So solving equation number 1 and equation number 2, you will get solving 1 and 2, when you add both, okay, equation 1 plus equation 2 if you do, you will get 2x1, that is equal to minus 8. So x1 is equal to minus 4, right? x1 is equal to minus 4 you will get. This is minus 4. So tell me, what's the value of y1 that we get now? y1, that is equal to, minus 4 minus 3. y1 will be equal to 3, correct or not? y1 will be equal to 3. So minus 4 comma 3 will be the answer here. Same way what you do, you repeat the procedure for this part. Okay, same way you repeat the procedure for this part, or you can do one thing. In the exam, you look at the options. From the options now, no need of doing the second part, time wasted is. From options, what you do? You substitute, see this point, okay, x comma y is equal to minus 4 comma 3, substitute this options and you see which line equation will satisfy, that will be the answer to the question. Now see the first option now, what is it? 14x plus 23y minus 40, that is equal to 0. So 14 into minus 4 plus 23 into 3 minus 40. So 14 into minus 4 will be equal to minus 56 plus 69 minus 40. If you see here, is it satisfying this equation now? X comma y, you have to get 14x plus 23y, right? X1 is how much? X1 is minus 4. Minus 4, this side when it comes it will be plus 4. So y1 value will be equal to 3. Minus 4 comma 3. So it is not satisfying, no? So this is not equal to 0. Similarly, you concentrate on the second part. 14x minus 23y. 14x minus 23y plus 40, that is equal to 0. So 14 into minus 4, 14 into minus 4, minus 23 into 3 plus 40, that is equal to 0. That is not equal to 0, obviously, it cannot become 0. So next one, 23x plus 14y minus 40, that is equal to 0. So 23 into minus 4, 23 into minus 4 plus 14 into 3 minus 40, that is equal to 0. This also cannot become equal to 0 here. This also is not equal to 0, right? So obviously answer to the question should be what now? Option number D, we'll cross check. 23x minus 14y plus 40, that is equal to 0. Let's see. 23 into minus 4 minus 14 into 3 should be equal to 0. So if you see here, in this case, x1 plus 1 divided by 2, y1 minus 2 divided by 2 will be the midpoint, which is nothing but x3 comma y3. Slope of AB will be equal to y1 plus 2 divided by x1 minus 1. So now what is the slope of this particular line? That is nothing but 1. So slope of AB will be equal to minus 1. So minus x1 plus 1 is equal to y1 plus 2. So x1 plus y1, that is equal to minus 1. The point P lies on this particular line. So x3 minus y3 plus 5 is equal to 0. That is the point P should satisfy this equation. So x1 plus 1 divided by 2, comma y1 minus 2 divided by 2 plus 5 should be equal to 0. So x1 minus y1 plus 3 plus 10 should be equal to 0. x1 minus y1, that is equal to, how much do you get here? You have to get minus 13, right? Minus 13. So when you solve this problem, what do you get? Solving equation 1 and 2, 1 plus 2 should be equal to 2x1 should be equal to minus 14. So what's the value of x1 is equal to minus 7. So this coordinate of the point should be equal to how much now? Minus 7. And what is the coordinate of the point y1 now? y1 should be equal to 6. So this coordinate of the point will be equal to 6. Now if you substitute in the first option here, minus 7 comma 6, if you substitute and see in the first option, what do you get? 14 into minus 7 plus 23 into 6 minus 40. So tell me, how much do you get? Minus 98 plus 8 and 13 minus 40, that is equal to what? That is equal to 0. So what's the answer to the question here? The answer to the question is option number A will be the required answer to the given question. No need of solving the problem fully, no need of solving this part. Otherwise what you can do, you can solve similarly x2, y2 and then use the 2-point form, but that will waste a lot of time in the competitive exam. So B cannot be the answer, C cannot be the answer, D cannot be the answer. So by options, what is the answer to the question? A is the answer.